Hello, hello, collective. Welcome to this rainy reading. Before I got started, I just have to mention, setting up for this reading in particular was kind of crazy. Little accidents just kept happening. So I feel like the collective that I am channeling for at this very moment, you're noticing things around you are just slightly off. You're noticing these little hiccups everywhere. You're noticing you might be misstepping here and there. You're noticing things are just spilling over, or like I'm quite literally seeing bowls spilling, or if you have like crystals spilling. But it really feels like this collective is going through a period where things have just been so ungrounded and chaotic, and y'all are hoping for a breakthrough. I'm almost hearing like, when's it gonna end? When are we gonna be done with this? When can we finally move on from this? So let's see what is coming through. Being that this is live, it will be a little bit longer than most readings. Oh, hello. Interesting. The deck is flipped. Alright, so we're just taking it as it is. Yeah, everything's like flipped upside down right now. And this stagnancy, this flipping upside down, right? It feels like it's never ending. Because we have the Eight of Wands in reverse. So what came out first was Five of Pentacles paired with the Eight of Wands in reverse. When Eight of Wands is upright, that means very fast moving energy, right? But anytime it's reversed, it's very slow, frustration, delays, okay, lack of resources. So, and coupled with, and like we have the Ace of Pentacles reversed, right? And coupled with this energy that I was feeling setting up for this reading, all these little mishaps happening, right? That's the energy that's coming through. Ooh, my loves. Ooh. How do you want it? Crossed. All right. So I'm just going to keep going until I get all the cards out, and then I will continue the reading. How would you like it? Okay. I'm also hearing some of you need to be careful of who you keep in your circle, because some of them are misusing their money. So that's very interesting. How would you like it? This one up, this one down. Got it. Alright, I still have one more row to go, guys. So, before we get started. Sure. I mean, this is nice. This is a good sign. Okay. How would you like it? Up. Okay. Yes. Alright. This is a very complex reading. Wow. A lot of you are like tired of being in hermit mode almost. It's like these little hiccups have been causing you, throat chakra, to close up. But you're being asked to let your voice be heard, right? You're supposed to step out of this hermit mode. You're supposed to put yourself out there. You're supposed to speak up, especially when it comes to that person. You saw that flip? Especially when it comes to that person mismanaging that money. How would you like it? Crossed. So keep going. All right. Wow. Aggressive. See, this energy, I'm telling you, this energy is it's very aggressive, and it's also like, it's very frustrating. I just feel like, argh! So who in here is feeling that way? If you are, please drop like a crazy face in the comments so I know that this is resonating. Because I'm just arranging the deck now. My apologies. Dun. Crazy. Okay, alright, yeah, right? This energy is crazy. It feels like it's all over the place. I don't know if you were on when I started, but I'll let you guys know again, when I was trying to set up for this reading, everything started knocking over. First I had my cards out and I was like, oh good, thank God it's not wet. All of a sudden I pick up this vase, water everywhere. I was like, oh, okay. And then I put the table down, and then all of a sudden I have a bowl of crystals and I put the crystals down. Then all of a sudden my phone like drops and I'm like, oh, okay. Then I go to put my phone up and I'm like, all right, something's off here, right? Then after I put my phone up, the crystals, I move them a little bit, all of a sudden they topple over and I'm just like, oh, collective. Anything and everything, it feels like. How would you like it, upright? All right. All right, my beautiful collective. Wow, you want that? Okay. So, although right now it feels like y'all have been through this season of crazy, right? When is this season of crazy going to end? When? I'm gonna just give myself some room so I can see the full deck. All right, so like I was saying, this collective, it feels like life is very, very, very hard. Like y'all have been going through it mentally and emotionally and also financially. Things are very stagnant. You have Ace of Pentacles also in reverse. So it seems like there's also missed opportunities that have been arising, or you feeling like there is a missed opportunity, missed chances, right? Now, underneath the Five of Pentacles, we have the Seven of Cups crossed, okay? So when it's crossing underneath the Five of Pentacles, this is telling me part of the reason why the stagnancy has been taking place is because there's a big decision that you were supposed to make or just made or are not in the process of making, right? It's like you're supposed to make it, but you're not making this decision, okay? It could deal with an Aries, a Taurus. It could also deal with Scorpio. Doesn't have to. They could have those placements, right? But there was a decision. So you're being asked right now to kind of step back and view everything instead of being so honed in on what are the individual pieces going on, right? What's the theme? What theme connects all these different things? It's going to be different for everybody, right? Because this is a collective reading. But when we're going through these experiences that quite literally feel like we're being left out in the cold, and it's a very much a struggle. And when the Eight of Wands is reversed, like this is like fucking, I just feel like I'm trudging up this never-ending hill, and I just want it to stop. That's the emotions coming through. Like, I just want it to stop, please. I'm sending you so much love. Ooh, and some of you are also experiencing back pain, like mid back pain. Could even be shortness of breath. Ooh, I love you all. Ooh. All right. Oh my God, this is heavy, heavy. I'm hearing some of you also experienced a loss recently. This could be a personal loss, a person, right? A physical death. Could even be a father figure, and I'm so sorry. Or somebody that you look to as a father, or very much a secure partner. Like, because we have, excuse me, we have the Emperor, and we also have the Queen of Wands. So this Queen of Wands could represent you. It could also represent your Divine Feminine, but this Emperor on the back end, this could represent either the male figure that you just lost. This could represent the male figure that you are currently in cahoots with, so to speak. This could represent the male figure that might be mishandling money, right? Remember that message from before, because we have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Or maybe this person has a problem with excessive spending, I'm hearing. Okay. But now, you see this. You're recognizing how this situation, right? This situation, it's going to be different for everybody. Okay? But the theme around it could be pride, selfishness, power dynamics, some sort of like feeling like you need to conquest or control. Okay? That could be the theme around it regarding this person, place, or thing. But you see it. You see it all. Like you've recognized it. And you may even have recognized parts of this within yourself too, because this collective is very interesting. What I'm hearing is this collective has been able to see outside of themselves for certain situations, but they're in the process of integrating that sight within all. Oh, wow. Ooh. Yeah, that's beautiful. So you guys are recognizing, right? So even, and then, okay, so that's why this wasn't fully reversed. This is why this was crossed, or sideways, so to speak, right? Because it's almost like I'm feeling like part of you is strategically planning, but the part of you that's strategically planning, you're finally leaving it up to God, your higher self, source, spirit. You're finally allowing yourself to surrender these things, because you quite literally, you don't know what to do. Like you've done everything. You've given, you've changed the way you've given, you've not given, you've changed the way you've spoken, you've changed the way you've reacted, and you've changed the way because you've learned, right? It's not like you changed to manipulate. You changed because you recognized patterns from the past that were not very healthy. I'm hearing from family life, and you were like, wait a second, I'm gonna stop that. But then you were also recognizing these patterns in your partner, and you were still like, yo, I know how to get through this. And you weren't doing it in hopes like they would change, right? But you were just dropping seeds. You were just dropping hints, but not in a malicious way. You were just doing it because your soul just recognized it, and you were just doing it out of love and compassion. We literally have the Strength card, and we have the Two of Cups crossing it. It's like all your strength and all your wisdom, it's like your tenacity into this situation. And again, this situation differs for everybody, okay? This is a collective reading. I have no idea who is looking at this, right? They want me at this time, though, okay, to focus on the Wheel of Fortune card. Now, even though the Wheel of Fortune card is in reverse, the Wheel of Fortune card, just like the Sun card, they're miracle cards regardless. This just means, if it's in reverse, that either there might be a slight delay in it. You may feel like there is a delay in it, kind of like you feel like this is never ending, right? Or you could also be recognizing that you're returning again to certain situations. These situations are playing out again, right? And because you're having these recognitions that these situations are playing out again, you're asking not to remain in hermit mode, because this is in reverse, right? So you're asking to actually say the things. Say the weird things I'm hearing. Say the weird things. And don't be afraid of it. Because those weird things that you've been holding back saying are actually those little prayers that people have been praying for. God works in a way to allow the messages that you need to be delivered through those around you, if you allow them. And also if you allow those who love you to be around you, right? If you allow yourself to release certain toxic relationships, behaviors, people, places, and things. You allow yourself to free your energy field to receive that information. But this collective already knows that. Like, I'm speaking to a collective that has done this. You've done this many times. Many, many times. But it's like this battle, man. This uphill battle, which is quite literally taking all of your strength. All of your strength. But, right? Maybe you just need a little reminder that your soul chose this all along, right? This collective also recognizes that everybody is a mirror. And this collective also recognizes that ultimately all of these experiences they called in for themselves. Why? So they can build. Build upon what? Build upon their soul. Build upon their path. Build upon the lives of others. Not through force, right? We don't need to use force. but this dynamic, this energy that we are in, right? When I'm starting the reading, the craziness, everything was scattered, everything was spilling over. So if things are spilling over, that means we've got energy leakages happening in our body, ladies and gentlemen, right? If things are spilling over like this, that's quite literally your soul showing you, hey girl, hey boy, we got to clean ourselves up a little bit. We got to do some grounding. We have to do some forgiving and releasing. And they're making me say forgiving, and they're not making me, but I know I need to say it, right? Forgiving does not negate what happened to you. Forgiving does not free the person for what they did to you. It simply frees you from the burden of carrying that anymore. And it also frees you from continuing that karmic cycle with said person or said lesson. And once you free yourself from that karmic cycle, guess what? It stops. It stops. Because you've forgiven. You've released any attachment to it. And therefore, if you are no longer attached to it, it quite literally cannot attach to you. Especially when you've done the work. You have help, though. You really have help. Because you have the Ace of Wands in the protagonist energy. So this is in the middle, right? So right now you may not be feeling this way, or you may not be seeing this, but you quite literally have the help. You just sometimes forget to ask for it. They want me to keep going. I was tuning in. They said, keep going. So, okay. All right. So now that I've said what we needed to say about this collective. Oh. I want it split. All right. The deck literally just split. Please don't slide. All right. So this collective, as strong as you are, you guys like to hear the cold hard truth, do we not? Say it like it is. Don't sugarcoat it. I want to know. I want to know. I want to know. Why do I want to know? I want to know so that I can make myself better and grow. That's why I want to know. Oh, you want this up? Good. Up. Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah. All right, so here's the cold hard truth. Me letting you guys know that your leaky energy was part of the reason why all of this is spilling over is that cold hard truth. It's quite literally a failure to see oneself mirrored in the situations that are happening. It's remembering. It's all it is. It's just remembering. But forgive yourself for it. Just like you forgive everybody else, you gotta forgive yourself. But, please, look at this though. That, controlling figure, manipulative figure, lying, like, whoa. Even if that's like our own internal ego, we have to walk away from that. We have to recognize there is no benefit in that and leave. Because when you don't allow yourself to release the things that are quite literally holding you back, you stop yourself from activating that wish fulfillment, that star. Excuse me. And I also heard you stop activating parts of yourself. And that was a confirmation burp. Like, right as I heard it, the burp was forcing its way out. And that's the most important thing, right? It's like you were dimming yourself down for the appeasement of others. You were dimming yourself down to make sure everybody else felt safe and comfortable and okay. And everything's okay, right? But you're learning, like, I can't do that anymore. No, I can't do that anymore. I can't. And it's been a slow coming process, but this process is one that leads you to, quite literally, look what came out at the end, the Empress card. So the Empress card, that card represents the major arcana of, like, the most divine feminine figure, okay? She is somebody who understands universal laws, universal truths, understands the quantum nature of reality, the quantum nature of consciousness, the quantum nature of God, the quantum nature of all that is. She is quite literally a manifester, alchemist, magician, goddess, whatever terminology you want to give her. You can even just call her an empress. Call her as she is, right? But she is the epitome of the divine feminine. And if you are a masculine watching this energy, or watching this video, that's okay, because we all have divine feminine and divine masculine energy. So maybe right now your divine feminine nurturing nature needs to come out more if you are a masculine watching this energy. But regardless, if you are a feminine also, this is what you're working towards, right? Because the Empress also knows how to set healthy boundaries. And she understands tough love. But she's not manipulative. She teaches through lessons and parables, so to speak. I'm literally seeing, like, the female counterpart to Jesus. So Mary, if that's the reference you need. So there's a few messages coming through. So after I said Mary, immediately, Mary was outcasted by a majority of the apostles, even as soon as she was accepted by Jesus. Do you remember that? I don't know if you do, but that's something that's needing to be highlighted at this time. So think about it. The other male followers that Jesus chose himself still rejected her. Why? Because they were still so restricted and conforming to their ideologies of that time, which Jesus himself was trying to teach everybody past, right? Just like you teach those around you past these, I'm hearing human archetypes. Like you're beyond the human archetype. You're trying to ascend higher. Like this is like next level, I'm hearing, right? But going back to Mary, so not only was she rejected by the apostles at first, okay, but think about, okay, they're like, wait, we're now talking about Mary Magdalene. No, Mary Magdalene was the one who joined Jesus as apostle. Mary, Jesus' mother, I may have them confused. Okay, we're just gonna reference Mary, Jesus' mom, all right? Mother Mary, boom shakalaka, there we go. Mother Mary gave birth, okay, to the most perfected baby the whole universe has ever seen, right? The whole universe. And even she had to go through one of the hardest things. Imagine she had to watch her son get crucified. And she went through ridiculous amounts of training prior to Jesus even being born. Like, she was with the Essenes. Like, she had that Hermetic training, so to speak, that Gnostic training, so to speak, right? So even though she knew all of this, she still had to go through certain things. Why? Because ultimately that was one of the greatest sacrifices for who? For everybody. Just like we, on a daily level, even as chaotic as they might seem, have to go through events, situations, relationships, where we feel like we are quite literally being sacrificed or crucified. Right? But you're being asked, are you going to resurrect? Are you going to come back stronger knowing that you're untouchable? Are you going to allow yourself to rise past this so-called boundary, this so-called emotional experience? So-called. It can be an emotional experience for some. So I guess that's why they're saying so-called, right? But ultimately, it's really all a game of consciousness, but that's for another day. All right. So that was very, very, very deep. Very, very, very deep. Oh, I'm being asked to remind you guys that while Jesus was being crucified, Mary had to hold the faith and trust and know that even though what she was seeing with her eyes was the most horrendous, vile, that's horrible. I can't even, okay. I cannot think about that. I'm super empathic, so when I think all right. That was intense. So not only did she have to watch that, but she had to trust that God told her the truth and that she wasn't crazy while she was going through all this. Just like you also have to do that too. And even though the physical world around you is going to try and prove you wrong, just recognize the reason why that physical world around you is doing that is because it just means there's leaky energy still held either within the mental body, emotional body, physical body, etheric body, light body, causal body, right? That needs to be cleared. But you have the power to clear it. You just have to perceive it. But once you have that perception of it, you then release its control on you. Right? And if you need help releasing its control, pray. Holy Divine Father, Mother, God of the highest, I ask you to help me with, and I surrender to you for my highest good and the highest good of all. Help me. Say the words, help me, and watch them come in. Watch them. Watch them. You want it? Okay. They want it. All right, final message. It is time to take time out and rest. But while you're resting, integrate the messages that just came through for you. Integrate, reflect. See how you can integrate the information you received today into all areas of your life. Remember, it's one thing to hear messages, right? So I'm delivering messages for you. Now I'm also giving you advice on how to move through it. But I can deliver the messages and I can give you the advice, right? I can lay the foundation for you to walk on. However, if you do not take that step, there's nothing I can do. I'll be that bridge as long as you need, right? Because that's just who I am. That's my mission. God told me I'm a bridge. I'm a bridge. It's what I do, and I just connect. So I'll be that connector, but you got to actually be willing enough to take that step. But before you take that step, reflect and ask if you're ready. Because that's a big step. But I know you can do it. I know you can do it. All right. So I believe we're going to end on that note. I love you all. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day today. And yeah. All right. Love you. Bye.